Welcome to the microwave course. We start here with today pin diode. The pin diode means what? It has a p-type material, okay, intrinsic layer. It has a n-type material. So that's why with the name or that's why the word is called as a PIN. P both are of made up of what? A silicon material that is a p-type, n-type, and I is about the intrinsic type. So means if you see the uh, circuit or you can see the symbol of this particular diode. So it has a p-type material and a n-type material there. So generally a p-type that is pin diode, it consists of a two narrow, okay, but highly doped semiconductor region. So that means P and N both are highly doped there. Means if you see the diagram of this pin diode, so in that case if you see that it has a p-type material and a n-type material. So this one is about a metallic contact we require. This one is about a P type. Okay, so we can say that is about the I. This is about I. We say it is about the intrinsic one. Okay, and this is about the N. That is about the N type. Okay, means if you see that this is about a P type and N type layer. These two layers are heavily doped. Okay, these are the heavily doped one. Okay, these are about the heavily doped one. So now, if you see that this is about a pin diode, it looks like a pin diode, and again we require the what we can say that is about the metal contact layer, so that we can connect a wire to the diode here. We say that this is about a metal contact. Okay, so now this is about the heavily doped one. But if you consider that this I region, okay, this I region is what? It will be a thicker one. I region, if you see that, it is about the thicker region, and we say it is about a lightly doped. So due to the that thicker region, okay, that region, intrinsic layer is thicker. So that's why what happened here, the transit time of that electron crossing the region that will be a large there. Why it is large? Because of that large intrinsic layer. Okay, as compared to the p type and n type, that intrinsic layer is a large. So that's why, uh, because of that particular region, transit time of that electron crossing that particular region will be a large there. Means it will be crossed from this, okay, n to p. So it takes a more time to we can say that move the electrons from n to p there. So that's why we can say that about the transit time of the electron crossing the given region, that is about the intrinsic region, it will be large because it is about a thicker one and it is about a lightly doped. Due to a lightly doped one, so if you see the uh, this this particular intrinsic layer due to this thicker and a lightly doped, so overall that p diode have the high resistivity. So means by that high resistivity is achieved because of that a material. So in general, all these material P type, intrinsic layer or N type, both they are using a silicon one. You can say that is about the Si, this is about Si, both are about the silicon one. Means it all the if we consider the same semiconductor material in all the area, so that's why we can say that it increases the resistivity, and then because of that increasing the resistivity, so that power handling capability is again increases, or power handling capability increases because of that high resistivity. Okay, high resistivity of the given intrinsic layer. So that's why a power handling capability we say it is about the increases because of that thicker layer or lightly doped layer. Then we see that this particular PN diode or pin diode, that is about it will work about a normal diode. up to the frequency of 100 megahertz. But if you see that above 100 megahertz, okay, above 100 megahertz of frequency, so that frequency response, it will be a different here. Above the megahertz frequency, that is about the characteristics of this particular pin diode will be changes. Means we say that about the PI characteristics changes as per the if it goes beyond that 100 megahertz of frequency there. So now we, because why it is increase, why if you say that above 100 megahertz that characteristic changes, because above the 100 megahertz, so intrinsic layer in that intrinsic layer, so electrons will accumulate. Okay, in this particular in this particular intrinsic layer, electrons will accumulate above the 100 megahertz of a frequency. Okay, so that's why the carrier storage, because we can say that it accumulates here. That's why the carrier storage in the intrinsic region. Okay, so that will changes. Okay, carrier changes there. So according to that, your device will work uh, as a rectifier, or you can say that it will work as a variable register there. Means pin diode will work as a variable register there. If you see the circuit here, and if you see the voltage characteristics, okay, so voltage and current characteristics there for the given particular diode according to the resistance there. So if you see that, so it just looks like a we have a pin diode, and for this particular pin diode, we say that a current is propagating through it. So then what happened? That resistance changes. So that's why we see that there will be a variation in the resistance. Okay, so variation in the resistance across these particular junctions because of that heavily doped region. And we say that a pin diode, so there is a variation in the resistance value. Why it is about the variation in the resistance value? Because of that intrinsic layer. Why intrinsic layer? Because they carry a storage in that particular intrinsic region, and then because of that carry a storage in that particular region, the diode has to stop. That will work as a rectifier, and then it will start to work as a variable register there. So this is about a, we can say that a equivalent circuit of a pin diode, because at a micro frequency at above this 100 megahertz frequency, so then this diode will act as a variable resistor there. And if you see the resistance versus a voltage graph here, in that case we say that when it's about your voltage. Okay, so you can say that is about the voltage here, and that resistance will be likewise. Okay, so if consider that this belongs to the resistance, this is about your resistance R1. So means resistance versus a voltage characteristics we have. And if you see that a doping profile here, we say that is about the heavily doped. This is about a lightly doped intrinsic layer, and N type is again a heavily doped one. Now, if we consider that a doping profile for this pin diode, means doping profile means what? What will be the material and what will be the dopant? Okay, so what will happen to that particular pin diode? So that's why we need to draw a doping profile for this diode N of X, and we say that that is about for a given layer, what will be the dopant here. So likewise, we can consider that doping profile here. Okay, now this is about, we can say that is about the abrupt junction. Okay, and that is the ideal uh, condition. Okay, then we have say that on this axis impurity concentration, and then we say that in this belongs to that whatever the x, we have a distance here. Okay, so that is about, we can say from this, that is about a distance. So that is about the impurity concentration, and that is about a distance here. So intrinsic layer, okay, and here we say that is about the high resistivity layer, because about junctions and all. We say this one is about your doping characteristics, or we can say that's about the high resistivity layer. Okay, so we can say that this one is about your high resistivity layer. Okay, the resistivity layer, that is about the high, and this one is a diffusion junction. This one is a diffusion junction. Now, this is about, we can say that is about a doping profile. Here we have the intrinsic layer. It can be intrinsic layer can be of a p type or n type, and if you see that its resistivity is about a 100 ohm centimeter, depending upon the type, or we can say that with that intrinsic layer is to be used. So that's why we can say that it will be of a pi type or a v type layer we have. So, so that is about a doping profile. Okay, this is about, we can say, a characteristics, resistance voltage characteristics. This one is about a resistance voltage characteristics, and this one is nothing but a equivalent circuit for this spin diode. Now then the operation we have seen earlier, that is about the operation of that uh, we say operation of a tunnel diode we have seen. Now the operation is about the similar here. So we need to start how it works. Means when applying the bias, what will happen to this particular diode with the with bias and without bias? What will happen? Now we need to consider the condition when there is no bias or there is a zero bias. In the zero bias, what happen? So we have that holes and electrons. Okay, already there, that there will be a diffusion of holes and electrons across these particular two junctions there. And if you see that because of that particular holes and electrons in that p and n type layer, and in between that we have that intrinsic layer there. Now the case is here, if you consider that. So now, if you consider that, what will happen to the this particular region, that is about a p type region, or a what will happen to the adjacent intrinsic layer? So because if you see here, okay, if you see here, so we say that this is about a p type or a n type material we have, and this is about the electrons and holes are there across this particular junction. Okay, and if you see that there are the two space charge region, okay, that is formed by the p type and n type layer adjacent to the whatever the intrinsic layer. So we have the intrinsic layer here. So there, this is about the formation of p type of n type layer here at this particular place here. So phase charge, okay. And if you see here, that intrinsic layer, we say earlier it is about a thicker one. Okay, intrinsic layer is about a thicker one. So the thickness of this region, if you consider, that will be inversely proportional to the impurity concentration there. And if you consider the ideal diode, no impurities will be there in that particular intrinsic layer. Okay, that is about the ideal condition. So that's why it is totally depleted of the mobile carrier charges. Okay, so that's why we can say that the body, whatever the intrinsic layer we have, and with this particular region we have, so that is, that each region they have a fixed value of a positive charge and a negative charge. Now, if you consider that a p-type material, p-type region or a n-type region, so p-type region or a p-type layer, so it has a fixed negative charge, and n-type layer it has a fixed positive charge, and that will be equal to the equal in the two space charge region, and that is about the condition. And if you apply a reverse bias, then the space charge region in that p and n layer, p and n type region, that will become a wider there. If we apply the forward no bias, okay, space charge in it, if we apply the reverse bias, then this region, this two region, that is a space charge region in a p type and n type layer becomes a wider. Now if a uniform electric field exists in that particular intrinsic region, then that reduces that doping. Okay, if in an electric field, so then what happen, it reduces the doping, and that will be to the zero, and through that particular depletion region from the n and a p type then. So we consider here a figure, so in which what happened to the p type and a n type structure. So we say that earlier, so we have the we have is about a pin diode. Okay, so to consider that this is a wider one, we need to see that about a p and n, this is a wider region, okay, as compared to the p type and n type. This intrinsic layer is a wider one. Okay, and we need to see that what will happen to the when the what will happen to the impurity concentrations and all for the given p type material or a n type material. This is about your p here. Okay, so this was about the impurity concentration there for the p type and n type. Okay, so likewise, and if you see here, so this is for the I layer, intrinsic layer. Okay, here we say it is about the impurity concentration, and this one is about, we say, a space charge density concentration. Okay, or you can say that is about the space charge density. No need to say that again the concentration. Okay, so we have a space charge density here in this given layer. So because of a junction p type and n type material, we say that a p type, because of a p type material, it has a negative charge, and n type material, it has a positive charge. Okay, so because of that space charge, then this is about, we say, we can say that likewise we can draw here, that's about the intensity. And next, we say that is about the when electric field applied, okay, for the given particular region. It's about, we say, okay. So now we say that likewise we draw here, or we say that usually we draw by the dotted line likewise also. Okay. So this way we say that is about a when we have the electric field. Now we say that for a given particular pin diode here, we say that that I layer is about, we say, highly resistive layer. Okay, so this one is about a highly resistive layer. We say that is about a p type and n type there. I layer, that is about the highly resistive layer. So that's why we most of the people they say it's about the pi layer. Because most of the books they may mention that p diode or p pi n. Okay, so likewise. So that is about because of that high resistivity. So people have mentioned that layer is nothing but the pi layer. So now generally we say that given particular layer, because a dotted line is mentioned that here, and that dotted line is saying is about the pi layer, and that layer is about the very high resistivity. And when there is a no bias, okay, no bias, the diffusion of the holes and electrons across this particular junction, and the n pi junction reduces okay. So what we can say that, hey, whatever the junction layer we have, okay, with a no bias, the we can say that about the diffusion of a hole and electrons across this particular two junctions. Okay, so likewise we say that about this one here. Now then there what happened because of that, this about this region becomes a more and more thicker. Okay, this will be a more and more thicker or a wider. But what happened here? These two particular layer, that P and N region, so that layer they have the we can say that that size of that P and N layers are equal there, but it has a that charges are opposite, and that opposite charge they have the opposite charges, or we can say that about they have the fixed charges there. So we say that because pi layer, that is about the wider layer, and that particular wider layer it doesn't have that completely a depleted mobile carrier in this particular region. Okay, it doesn't have a completely depleted layer. But if in the case of the reverse bias, that particular depletion layer, this particular depletion layer, that will be a more and more thick. Okay, and in the case at the end, that entire region will be of what we can say, that will be thick, and then entire region will be a pi layer. And then in that case, it has a free mobile carrier in this particular region. And when we apply the small negative voltage, uh, to, so that because we can say that about a reverse bias. Okay, because of the we can say that about the reverse bias. So then that region will be a more and more thicker, and then layer will be a wider one. So means it will be of completely layer is about a pi layer there. When we again apply this region, so then what happened that apply this region, then the thin depletion region appears. That's why we can say that about a across this p type and a n type of layer. If we increase that, if that electric field is rises, then what happened? So then for this in the n region, so generally we say that is about a here it is start here. If we apply the electric field, so it start decreasing there in that particular region. So we can say that that start decreasing to the zero in that particular p region. So we say that that is about the impurity concentration here. Okay, so we can have a graph of impurity concentration when we apply the bias. The about a space charge density, we say that about the electric field there when we are applying the bias. That is about the case of a reverse bias. But in the case of if we apply, okay, now if we apply the forward bias, so then what happen? Given that P layer, this is about our P layer and N layer, we say that when you apply the forward bias to the given diode, so then what happen? A carrier injection to taken takes place from this particular region to the into the pi layer, or you can say that about the intrinsic layer. So means we say that electrons are injected from the N to I here. Okay, we can say that electrons are injected from the N to I, and holes are injected from the P to I. Okay, so means that's why we can say that this particular layer, okay, this particular layer contains a N, that electrons and a hole. So that's why we say that this complete layer is about the that we can say that a carrier diffusion takes place in that particular layer there. Okay, and that's why their concentration, okay, decreases there, and then we say that uh, in this particular region a carrier recombination takes place. Okay, so we can say that about it in this particular region a recombination takes place because we say that about a reverse bias it's different thing, it is about thicker wider, but if you consider the forward bias, the holes and electrons will be diffuses in that particular region and recombination takes place. And that because of that particular diffusion of that particular carrier, and that causes the carrier concentration in the layer, that is about the intrinsic layer, or you can say that pi layer, to increase above their equilibrium layer. When it will increase above the equilibrium layer level, Then what happened? That resistivity of this particular region, we say it is about high resistivity. Then a resistivity will be decreases there. When we apply the forward bias, resistivity of this particular layer will be decreases. Why? Because when we apply the positive bias, okay, recombination takes place here in this particular region, or we can say that a diffusion takes place in this diffusion of what we can say that is about the electrons and holes in this particular region diffusion layer. And then when we further increase that, then what happens? That diffusion of that particular carrier that causes the carrier concentrations, okay, in this particular layer, pi layer, to increases particular layer, and when it will increases up to their equilibrium level, then what happen? That resistivity of this particular region will start decreases. Okay, means we say that the holes and electron concentration, because we say that we say here it is about a forward bias, so that's why that resistivity changes there, and the holes and electrons, whatever in that particular region, are about equal throughout that particular region. Okay, means in that particular p case, so okay, so holes and electrons will be equal in that particular p layer or a p region. And if we consider that, if okay, so in that particular layer we say that there is about the holes and electrons will be combined here. Okay, so now if when we say that is about a for a particular forward bias, and if the carrier lifetime in that particular region in the pi layer, that will be a long, then in that case pi layer will not be too thick. Okay, in that case this layer will not be a thick there, but generally we say that earlier we say that it was a thick, but it will be, this particular pi layer will be flooded with a carrier. But flooded with a carrier means what? It has a equal number of electrons and holes. We say okay, so that's why we can say that it has a that particular pi layer will be uh, a flooded with a carrier there. And when it will be flooded at the carrier, then a diode, what happen? That diode will be act as a low resistance. Okay, so means it will work as a low resistive work, or you can say that a diode exhibits a means diode will resistance of that particular diode will be decreases, or we can say that a diode will be work in a low resistance region. Okay, now if you consider that the characteristics of this particular PN diode, so then we need to consider that what happened to the forward bias and what happened to the lifetime of the carrier in this particular I region. And if that lifetime of the carrier in that particular pi layer, if it is greater than the time period of that operating frequency, then what happen? Then diode will work, okay, in that particular region there. And then we can say that this particular diode will not work at a low frequency. It will work only at a high frequency. Okay, so that's why we can say that. So it initially it has high resistance, and when you apply the bias, it will be a go low there. So means because of that resistance high and low for a given particular diode, so you can say that this particular diode will be used as a switch there, or we can say that this particular diode used as a switching diode. Okay, pin diode is used as a switching diode because it has a, we can say that particular I layer or a P layer, it has a effect of that controlling the carrier density in this particular region. It has the effect of what? A controlling a carrier density, and that will be controlled by varying the forward bias. Okay, if we apply the forward bias, so density changes. So that we can say that whatever the effect of that particular control density in this particular region, the resistance in that particular region will be changes by applying the forward bias. So that's why we can say that this particular condition is called as a modulation. This particular condition is called as a modulation. So means we say that a pin diode is what? Electronically we say that it is a controlled alternator, or you can say that it is a control amplitude modulation. If you see the general PN diode, okay, then in that case, the depletion region will be a thin here. But if you consider that this particular pin diode, the depletion region is a thick there. So that is the phenomena here, that a PN diode will work as a in a modulation there. Okay, so you can say that's about it. We can say that is about it. That because of the thick one, so it work as a conductivity modulation. Okay, so this particular region. Now the construction of a pin diode, if you see here, so it has a metallic end. Okay, this one is about a metallic end here. Okay, this is about a metallic end cap. We say here. Okay, so this one is about, we say we have the silicon cap here. This one is about, we say is about the wire contact. Okay, wire contact here. And here, this one, this particular portion, we say is about the ceramic housing. This one is about your complete diagram, or you can say that a constructions of a pin diode here. Okay, so likewise we have the pin diode. Okay, so that is about the construction. So as I told you earlier, because of the layer, okay, so this particular pin diode, when we apply the bias, okay, that resistance changes. Okay, that resistance changes. So that's why this diode will be a work as a switch here. Okay, so you can consider this diode will be work as a switch. So now we say that applications, okay, application of this pin diode, it will be work as a switch. It will work as a switch. Why it is work as a switch? Because in a forward bias condition, okay, in a forward bias condition, that what happened there? Resistance vary. Okay, in a forward bias condition, the resistance changes, and that resistance changes typically from what? A 6 kilo ohm under the negative bias to a 5 ohm, means 6 kilo ohm to 5 ohm. Now too large. Okay, variation in the resistance, that is in a kilo ohm to a ohm. Okay, what that is condition about what? When we have a forward bias. When we have the forward bias, then a pin diode will work changes in the resistance. That is about the too large. Okay, resistance variation in the resistance is about a too large. So one simple diagram, simplified diagram for this particular pin diode I am going to draw here. That is about, here we have the pin diode. Okay, we say that is about the input here. Here we say it's about the output here, and that's about the port. And this is called as a shunt mounted switch. Okay, this is called as a shunt mounted switch. Even we can consider this particular diode as a series diode also. Okay, symbol is same, similar to the pin diode here. Okay, so this is about, you can see that is about the series mounted switch. Okay, this one is about a series mounted switch. Means we say that even if we consider that this particular diode is mounted across this particular transmission line or the waveguide, okay, and then that loading effect in that particular diode. So because of that, we consider this particular diode. It is in a forward bias, resistance changes there. Okay, and then because of the changes in the resistance, then the power will be reflected from this. Or in other words, if you say that the diode acts as a switch when mounted in the parallel with a transmission line, or we can say that about the waveguide. So we can consider that a various diode conditions or various diode structure for using this particular pin diode. So all this, most of the pin diode, they are working above, that is about a 30 gigahertz of frequencies. Okay, that is about the maximum limit, or that is about a 30 gigahertz. Okay, that is about the maximum operation frequency. Okay, maximum operation frequency is about a 30 gigahertz, and its capacitance changes. Means it has a shunt capacitance. We said that earlier. That is about the equivalent circuit. Okay, it has the equivalent circuit. We have said that earlier, and that why it has the frequency limitation because of that capacitance in the particular pin diode. So that's why there is a limitations of this particular. Uh, we can say that's about a diode there. Again, again we say that is about the power limitation, that is depending upon that how the diode will work, and we can say that the dissipation power in the given particular circuit. So that is why we can say that about it will use as a switch there. Next, it can be used, this particular diode, pin diode, can be used as a phase shifter. Okay, it can be used as a phase shifter there. Okay, that's about the another way of using this particular diode as a phase shifter. Means if we provide this particular diode, okay, if you provide this particular diode input here, so then changes in the phase occur. So we have seen earlier that is about the phase shifter, that is about a circulator there. So in a circulator, what happens? There is a changes in the phase. If we use a ferrite rod or a ferrite material there may be changes in the phase. The similar way, so this particular diode will act as a phase shifter there. Okay. Or then we can use this particular pin diode as the alternator, because we say earlier more power will be reflected back, or you can say that power dissipation in that particular region. We can say that this will be used, pin diode can be used as the alternator. We say that is about the conductivity modulation, so that's why we can say that is about the modulator here, and we can say that is about the limiter there. Okay, so we can say that it can work, could not work for that particular power or particular input frequency signal. Okay, so that's why these are about the applications of the pin diode. Okay.